Hello Rebel and welcome back to my life. You might think things look a little different today and you'd be right. I wrote you a really good video today. It's really good. It's just, I'm very proud of it. I think it's important. I even play guitar in it. But Megan and the kids are off on a trip to Los Angeles for a few days. And it was only after they'd already left and been on the road for a couple of hours that I realized Megan has the computer bag. And the computer bag doubles as the camera bag, and it currently has my camera battery and wall charger in it. Ha! So I'm propping my iPhone up on a window to make this video, and I'm recording sound through my microphone. Do you remember those days? The old days of the channel? Ah, nostalgia. And as with most instances of nostalgia, the thing you're nostalgic for isn't actually better. You just think it is. So I bravely decided to soldier on and take today as an opportunity to talk about what you do when things go horribly wrong. Because sometimes you get a fire under you and you decide, I'm going to commit to this, I'm going to do something, whatever the something is, like make a video every Friday for the next year. And then something happens that you just couldn't have predicted or thought of in advance, and that thing becomes a lot harder to do. This current instance is by far not the worst thing that could have happened to me by any stretch of the imagination, but it does throw a wrench in the works. And when we've decided to do something, especially something that's a bit strenuous or a bit more than we're used to doing, and something else comes in to make that harder, there's a very strong tendency, at least within me, to just want to give up. I don't have to make a video today, and if I don't, and if I just explain to people what happened, I mean, nobody will blame me. They'll all understand that, right? And when I catch myself feeling like that, I just have to sit down and consider, okay, but do you care whether nobody blames you? Or do you care whether or not you actually do the thing? Because as I said in my video a few weeks ago where I decided to stick to my schedule for a year, I'm not necessarily doing this out of a sense of obligation. I'm doing it kind of for myself. And the basis upon which I will decide whether or not I was successful is not whether somebody blames me for doing it or not. It is whether I did it. I was really looking forward to making that other video for you today. At least I have a script that I can record next week when Megan is back, and so is my battery and charger. So I think that we, in general, as human beings, and me in particular as an individual, can fail to differentiate between, you know, like a true obstacle in the road to success and a minor inconvenience. Because suddenly not having a camera is an inconvenience, a big inconvenience, but it's just an inconvenience. It's not some huge roadblock like an entire industry that seems intent on keeping out people of my race. Huge roadblock versus inconvenience. And I think that it is very important for us to realize from like a self-care perspective when there is a roadblock that is making our way forward impossible and that we forgive ourselves in those situations. But I just want to highlight that sometimes it's not a huge roadblock. Sometimes it's an inconvenience. And if the thing that we're trying to do is actually important, whether just important to us personally or important on some grander scale, I think that it's up to us to remember that we can get over that inconvenience and keep doing the thing, even if it doesn't end up looking exactly like we thought it would. Because at the end of the day, what's much, much more important than how somebody is going to feel about what we did is how we are going to feel about what we did. Or didn't do. That is, unfortunately, all I've got for you today, Rebel. There wasn't an ad in front of this slightly unusual video, and that's because of my amazing supporters on Patreon. If you want to become one of them and chip in as little as $1 a month, maybe I could buy a second battery and camera charger. Thank you so much for watching, despite the strange quality and appearance of this video, and I will see you next Friday. Bye.